In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on December 26, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Bowling Green versus Minnesota. The upcoming Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit will feature a matchup between the Bowling Green Falcons, with a record of 7-4, and the Minnesota Golden Gophers, who hold a record of 5-7. Bowling Green finished the regular season with a 7-5 record, boasting a commendable 5-3 mark in Mid-American Conference play. In contrast, Minnesota posted a 5-7 overall record, accompanied by a 3-6 standing in Big Ten play. These teams last faced each other in 2021, with Bowling Green emerging victorious with a 14-10 score. Minnesota, entering the game with a 5-7 overall record, managed to secure a spot in the bowl game despite a loss to Wisconsin in their last outing. Notably, Athan Kalikanis, who started as quarterback in their previous game, has transferred out, paving the way for Cole Kramer to take the reins. Kramer, with 4 years of experience with the Gophers, has completed 8 of 14 passes, in addition to rushing 44 times for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Gophers' season average stands at 20 points, while their defense concedes an average of 27 points per game, concluding the regular season at the bottom of the Big Ten West standings. Bowling Green heads into the bowl game with a 7-5 overall record, aiming to conclude their season on a positive note. In their previous matchup against the Western Michigan Broncos, Bowling Green secured a convincing 34-10 victory, with quarterback Connor Bazelak delivering an impressive performance, completing 18 of 26 passes for 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Throughout the season, Bowling Green has averaged 26 points, while their defense has allowed an average of 23.5 points per game. The upcoming game places a significant emphasis on Bowling Green's defense to step up to the challenge. The defensive prowess is a distinguishing feature of Bowling Green, allowing approximately 24 points per game and culminating in a strong second-half surge with victories in 5 of their last 6 games. Despite potential skepticism regarding the strength of their schedule, Bowling Green stands ahead of Minnesota in various statistical categories. While critics may argue that the Falcons faced weaker opponents, the Gophers concluded their season with a 4-game losing streak, entering the bowl game with a 3rd-string quarterback and the absence of their defensive coordinator, who departed for Michigan State. Facing an interim defensive coordinator coupled with a senior quarterback lacking experience is a scenario that raises concerns, especially with a motivated Bowling Green seeking their first bowl win in nearly a decade. Senior or redshirt senior quarterbacks with minimal experience are not typically feared by defenses, and Bowling Green's defensive strategy appears focused on exploiting any advantageous situations. Offensively, Bowling Green holds a notable advantage with the continuity of their unit compared to the changes in Minnesota's defense. Despite the talent edge favoring the Minnesota Golden Gophers, their disappointing finish to the season and the better form of the Bowling Green Falcons, familiar with Ford Field, contribute to a favorable outlook for the underdog. Minnesota's offensive struggles and Bowling Green's formidable defense add further complexity to the matchup. Taking place in Detroit on the day after Christmas, this game involves a team, the Golden Gophers, that did not meet the minimum 6-win threshold for bowl eligibility yet finds itself as the favored team. The majority of early money may be on Minnesota to cover, given their Big Ten school status against a small conference team. However, the perceived wrong team being favored sets the stage for a potential small conference upset over a big conference opponent. Despite potential challenges on 3rd down for Bowling Green, they're expected to keep this game close, so the Bowling Green Falcons to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Regarding the total, the number has already seen an increase since opening, and the absence of Minnesota's defensive coordinator adds an additional layer of uncertainty. The potential communication issues and defensive scheme adjustments with a new voice could make it a challenging game for Minnesota's defense. Anticipating 25 to 30 points from Bowling Green, a significant portion of the total, the senior quarterback on the opposing side is expected to find marginal success against a Bowling Green defense without its key player. Bowling Green is likely to generate offensive opportunities, particularly with their skilled running back Tyrion Stewart, facing a Minnesota rush defense allowing an average of 154 rushing yards per game. Furthermore, while Bowling Green excelled against its Mid-American Conference opponents, containing a Big Ten offense poses a different challenge. Minnesota's solid running back and their top receiver, Daniel Jackson, add offensive strength, and their previous scoring performances against mid-major opponents highlight the potential for a high-scoring game. The over is favored, with expectations that both teams could surpass the 20-point mark, leading to a total well into the 40s. Consequently, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas State versus Rice. College bowl season is currently in full swing, setting the stage for an intriguing clash between mid-major programs representing the Sun Belt and the American Athletic Conference. The upcoming Servpro First Responder Bowl on Tuesday afternoon will feature the Texas State Bobcats facing off against the Rice Owls. Texas State concluded the regular season with a 7-5 record, securing a notable 52-44 victory against South Alabama at home on November 25th as 6-point underdogs. Meanwhile, Rice finished the regular season at 6-6, narrowly defeating Florida Atlantic 24-21 at home on the same day, failing to cover as 4-point favorites. In the historical series between the two programs, each team has emerged victorious twice, with Rice claiming a 38-28 home win in their most recent meeting on September 26, 1987. The Texas State Bobcats showcased a strong start to the season with a commendable 6-3 run, experiencing defeats only at the hands of UTSA, Louisiana, and Troy during that span. Although they have since struggled, posting a 1-2 record, their overall offensive performance remains noteworthy. The Bobcats averaged 36 points per game, amassing 280.8 yards per game and recording 24 touchdowns and 9 interceptions through the air. In their recent face-off against South Alabama on November 25th, Texas State displayed offensive prowess by scoring 24 points in the first quarter, ultimately securing a 52-44 victory. Quarterback TJ Finley contributed significantly with 368 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception, while Ismail Mahdi rushed for 97 yards and a touchdown. On the Rice side, they had a challenging start to the season, going 4-6 in their first 10 games with wins over Houston, Texas Southern, East Carolina, and Tulsa. However, they finished strong with consecutive victories, averaging 30 points per game. Rice accrued 28 passing touchdowns and 11 interceptions, along with 19 rushing touchdowns. In their last matchup against Florida Atlantic, the Owls clinched a 24-21 win, with A.J. Padgett delivering 255 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, and Luke McCaffrey contributing significantly with 141 yards and a touchdown on 12 catches. Under the guidance of first-year coach G.J. Kinn, Texas State has exhibited explosive offensive capabilities, evident in their ability to outscore opponents. Despite occasional defensive struggles, exemplified by a game against Arkansas State where they allowed 77 points, the Bobcats have been a force under Kinn's leadership. On the flip side, Rice has experienced fluctuations in performance this season, and the absence of Daniels has impacted their offensive strength. The Padgett-Jenkins combination has not proven as dominant, and the Owls face challenges in the running game. In contrast, Texas State excels both through the air and on the ground, showcasing versatility. Quarterback TJ Finley, along with Coach Kinn, has played a pivotal role in transforming Texas State into an offensive juggernaut. The football narrative in San Marcos has undergone a significant change with the dynamic duo of Finley and Kinn at the helm. Finley's Southeastern Conference experience has made him a valuable asset, contributing to Texas State's offensive prowess. Despite defensive limitations, the Bobcats are confident in their ability to outscore opponents, reflected in the 5.5-point spread. Rice, on the other hand, may struggle to contain the Texas State offensive machine, especially given their limited ability to generate takeaways. The key to disrupting Texas State's rhythm has been evident in games where the Bobcats face challenges, making it a crucial factor in the upcoming matchup. However, it promises to be a high-scoring contest, with Rice potentially facing difficulties keeping pace. With the majority of the Bobcats expected to be on the field, they hold the upper hand in this contest. Thus, our prediction leans toward the Texas State Bobcats winning and covering the spread as favorites as our full-game side pick. Entering this game on a 2-game winning streak, Rice will encounter a Texas State team that struggled defensively throughout the season. While the Owls also faced defensive challenges, they displayed improvement in their last 2 games. Texas State managed to compensate for defensive issues with an offense averaging 36 points per game. However, their defensive performance in recent weeks places them among the worst defenses in the country. Despite not being in the national spotlight, this matchup offers an opportunity to witness explosive plays, memorable moments, and offensive fireworks, a perfect Tuesday night treat for college football enthusiasts. Both teams are expected to prioritize offense, unleashing big plays and accumulating significant yardage. While the game may not always be a shootout, the readiness of both teams to open up their playbooks suggests a high-scoring affair. The anticipation is that both teams will showcase their full offensive capabilities, ensuring an entertaining matchup. Even if the competitiveness may vary, predictions suggest a game with plenty of points, especially considering Rice's defensive struggles. Consequently, our full game total pick leans towards over the projected total. Kansas versus UNLV. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl is set to showcase a face-off between the Kansas Jayhawks and UNLV at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona on Tuesday, December 26th. The Jayhawks, concluding their season with an 8-4 record, secured a tie for 7th place in the competitive Big 12 Conference. Meanwhile, UNLV concluded the year with a commendable 9-4 record, claiming a tie for the first position in the Mountain West Conference. Kansas finalized their season with an 8-4 standing, a result bolstered by their resounding 49-16 victory over Cincinnati on the road. In this inaugural clash with the Bearcats in the Big 12, the Jayhawks exhibited no restraint, and their determination to finish the season on a strong note is palpable as they enter the desert battleground. The Kansas offense has demonstrated prowess, averaging 26 points per game, with 222.7 passing yards, 211.3 rushing yards, and an impressive 48.1% conversion rate on third downs. On the other hand, UNLV concluded their season at 9-4, encountering a setback in the Mountain West title game against Boise State. Despite sneaking into the conference championship with a 9-4 record in the Mountain West standings, the Rebels proved to be no match for the Broncos. Now, they aim to conclude their season on a higher note against Kansas. The UNLV offense boasts an average of 36 points per game, 235.2 passing yards, 179.5 rushing yards, and a 50% conversion rate on third downs. In terms of defensive capabilities, both the Rebels and Kansas face challenges. While the Jayhawks can unleash a potent offensive onslaught, UNLV is equally formidable. Although Kansas may possess more apparent talent on paper, the Rebels, armed with ample preparation time, are expected to deploy a robust game plan to curtail the Jayhawks' offensive prowess. Notably, Kansas faces a shift in dynamics with the departure of their offensive coordinator, potentially impacting their sharpness, particularly in the passing game. UNLV has demonstrated resilience this season, particularly when cast as double-digit underdogs, boasting a 2-0 record in such situations. Their passing attack, a key strength, is anticipated to exploit the vulnerabilities of Kansas secondary. Ranked 72nd in points scored, UNLV is poised to challenge Kansas with a rejuvenated offensive strategy, while the Jayhawks' defense, particularly against the rush, stands as a potential weakness. Given their proficiency in performing well when anticipated to face challenges, the UNLV Rebels to cover the spread as underdogs is our full-game side pick. Turning attention to the total score, a high-scoring and exciting game is expected, signaling that the over is a prudent choice. Historical data supports this decision, with the over hitting a 4-2-1 mark when the Jayhawks have been favored and a 4-2 record when UNLV has played as an underdog. Both teams, recognized for their offensive focus, are likely to contribute to a game exceeding the projected total. Recent defensive vulnerabilities in UNLV's performances, conceding 44 and 37 points in their last 2 games, further support the likelihood of surpassing the total. Hence, over the projected total stands as our recommended full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.